Hi there, welcome to Fat's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be preparing a huge family favorite, a Bolognese sauce. Now over the years I've looked at many different recipes, watched many different cooking shows to try and get my Bolognese sauce as close as possible to the authentic Italian Bolognese sauce. And my Sicilian life partner can confirm that it is in fact delicious and very authentic tasting. Right, I'm going to prepare my Bolognese sauce using roughly 1 kilogram of ground topside beef, and all the ingredients will be then for 1 kilogram. So if you wanted to make less, you'd have to half the ingredients. I have here roughly a cup of chopped onion. Now mine just happens to be half a red and half a white onion because that's what I had in my refrigerator and I wanted to use it up. So I'm going to start frying the onions. You want to do this over a low heat, and you want to fry the onions until they become translucent. So you do this rather slowly. Now, while this is frying, I'm going to continue on this side. In the saucepan, I am going to brown the ground beef. And this is to get a little bit of caramelization, and this all adds to the flavor. And I'm going to use my hands here, they are clean. And I'm just going to place this. You can hear the sizzle. I've already preheated my pot with the olive oil because I want to get a nice bit of browning on the meat. So my onions are frying nice and slowly. If you have a look, I've got some nice browning on my meat, and I'm going to leave that to continue to brown on the other side. And what I have here is roughly a cup of grated carrots. This all adds to the flavor of the Bolognese, and I'm now going to add it to the pan and let that begin to cook together with my onions and to marry the flavors together. Now, in addition to adding flavor to your Bolognese, the carrot also adds bulk to your mince, so it's going to go a little bit further as well. It adds a little bit of sweetness as well. And I also have here about half a cup of chopped celery, which I'm also going to add. I only put half a cup. I'm not that fond of celery, so it's just for a little bit of flavor. And I'm going to just let these continue frying for a little while. In the event that you didn't have perhaps celery or you didn't have carrots, you could compensate for not having those ingredients by adding some vegetable stock. Because generally vegetable stock is made with carrots and celery and parsley and so on. But try as far as possible to have all these ingredients ready. Now that these are fried a little bit, I'm going to add a tablespoon of chopped garlic. If you love garlic, you could perhaps add a little bit more than just a tablespoon. What I do sometimes as well is, in addition to adding the chopped raw garlic, I also sometimes add a few cloves of black garlic, and that gives it a really, really delicious flavor. But I don't always have black garlic, and it's not necessary, it's an optional. And I'll continue to allow this to fry. In the meantime, my meat is browned very nicely, and I'm going to now crack some black pepper. And I like to do this by sight, so as I crack my black pepper, I sprinkle over the meat just to evenly coat. Don't do this over the pot because of course you can then get steam into the grinder, and you can adjust for flavor later and add more black pepper if you want to. Now that my meat is brown, I'm going to add about a cup of red wine. You could use white wine as well. This of course also adds to the flavor. And I'm just going to let that cook a little while. As it cooks, the alcohol evaporates, and then you're just left with a delicious flavor of the red wine. Right, so these have been frying together, and the flavors have been combining nicely. The carrots absorb a lot of the olive oil, so if it looks like your pan is drying out a lot, you can add a little bit more olive oil. But at this stage, I am now going to add this to my ground beef. And mix this around. This whole process is quite slow. The frying of the onions and the carrots and the celery and the garlic. Do it nice and slow over a low heat. And now we are going to begin combining these flavors. And then what I've done as well is, while that blends, I liquidized a tin of whole peeled Italian tomatoes. I've liquidized them, and I'm now also going to add that and let that cook a little while before I add any liquids to it. You need a rather large pot. Make sure you have a large enough pot so that you can still quite comfortably mix everything around without everything spilling out. Now, I don't like to waste any flavor, so I've already added water to my empty tin, and I just like to wash out everything to make sure that I get all. You can see there's still quite a lot of tomato flavor that was in the empty tin. And I'm going to now also clean my stick blender with that water as well. Okay, now I happen to have had some cherry tomatoes in the refrigerator that have gone quite ripe, that I'm not going to use for salad, and I'm just going to toss this in. Again, this is just optional. It's just a way of using up some of your extra ingredients. I have here also about a tablespoon of tomato paste, but I'm going to wait towards the end and taste and see what it tastes like, and if I feel it's missing a little bit of a tomato flavor, then I'll add some tomato paste. Okay, and I'm going to now pour some liquid in here. I want to just have enough liquid to settle on top, because I cook my mince for my Bolognese sauce for about 3 hours. The longer it cooks and the slower it cooks, the more mature and delicious the flavors that you get. So this is not a quick meal in my home. It's a very well-loved dish, but it certainly takes me quite long to prepare. At this stage, once I've added enough liquid, very important, some chicken stock. You could use homemade chicken stock if you wanted to, but I work full-time, so I don't have time to prepare my own chicken stock. So I'm using chicken stock cubes. I'm using 2 chicken stock cubes, and this of course adds again flavor and also saltiness. So only right towards the end of the cooking time will I check for salt, and you can add some Italian herbs or oregano right towards the end as well. You want to add those flavors towards the end, so you don't want to destroy the flavors of your herbs during the long cooking period. And I would then cover this up and cook it then on a low heat and just leave it there for a couple of hours. Check on it once in a while. So I'll get busy doing something else while this cooks away. Right, so my Bolognese sauce is cooked now for almost 3 hours. I've tasted it. I have seasoned it with salt and some dry herbs. Come in a little closer just so that you can see how much it's reduced and how deliciously rich and thick it is. As it is here, it is perfect to use in lasagna. If you want to know how to prepare bechamel sauce, if you plan to make lasagna, please follow the link over here. And you would just then alternate layers of Bolognese sauce, lasagna sheets, bechamel sauce, and so on, as many layers as you like. And as it is here, I'm going to prepare a shepherd's pie. My children are especially fond of my mashed potato, which I prepare in a very special, unique way. And I've prepared a tutorial for that as well. So please follow the link again. Click on the link and it'll take you to my tutorial on how to prepare really delicious, creamy mashed potato to make your shepherd's pie with. And of course, the old time favorite, spaghetti bolognese. You would just serve this with spaghetti. I hope you've enjoyed my tutorial. If you'd like to know how to cook more simple, easy, comfort foods, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.